Building your portfolio, I mean, I know that was like a huge part of the course, probably, 50% of the course, but that really helped me kind of build who I was and what I had to offer. Really helped me with my current job. It helped people know that I can speak the same language as them. I mean, it's just all of that was just so like the best part of the course.
Hey everybody, today I'll be interviewing Taylor. She's a graduate from the CourseCareers IT course. She went from working in call centers to a junior IT architect position, which is really amazing. She's going to talk a bit about her day-to-day as well as her job hunt and interview preparation process, and I think it will be really useful and really interesting to you. On to the interview. Hey everybody, Josh here. I'm a YouTuber and cybersecurity instructor, and I'm here with Taylor today, and she went through was it the cybersecurity course?
I actually went through the IT CourseCareers class. I haven't done the cybersecurity one yet.
Right, that's right. Yeah, she agreed to come on and talk to us. She landed a cool new job. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. I'm happy to be here.
Can you do like a brief introduction and maybe talk about what you're doing before you decided to get into IT?
Okay. Well, my name's Taylor. I graduated with a degree in film for my undergraduate degree, and I do not use that degree. So during the pandemic, I started working in customer service. So I've worked primarily at call centers most of my adult working life because I left school like a few months before the pandemic. So worked in call centers, worked in hospitality, and went straight into IT this year.
Okay, wow, that's like quite the transition. And you said that you went to a film school or something?
Yeah, so I went to school for film. I originally did that all through undergrad, but by the time I became a senior, I didn't really want to do it, but I was almost done, so I just went ahead and finished it.
I gotcha. We can be like a YouTuber and like put those to use or something.
Maybe. I mean, it's so funny going to school for film. They teach you, and you're supposed to be the only person who knows how to film things. And now people make things that I could never make. So I'm really impressed with how videography has totally changed. But yeah.
Yeah, the bar's like getting raised for sure these days. But
Oh, yeah.
like, what's your new job title, and can you talk about your day to day a bit?
Yeah, so I work for a school district, and basically I work as an IT architect specialist. I work under an IT architect, so it's just one step below. And basically, what we do is a lot of monitoring. We do a lot of logging. We use systems like Prometheus, Grafana to do data visualizations. There's a little bit of coding, but most of my day is checking to make sure things are in order at each school. We have a lot of different websites, systems, devices, switches and things we have to keep our eye on. So that keeps us busy. And sometimes, things go down, things go wrong, and we have to just stay on top of it. So I would say that's a big part of my day to day. Right now, it's a little slow. We have to work around what the school system is doing regularly. So right now, there's like testing. So there isn't too much for me to do, but it's a little bit more revved up, during the school year.
Gotcha. That's an impressive title. That's kind of cool.
Yes. I was surprised I found something with architect in the title.
Yeah, that's so good. That'll be good for like, if you get a next job, your previous job title is like already kind of high.
Exactly, yes.
Cool. Is your day to day, is it pretty dynamic, or is it kind of routine, or how would you, I guess, rate that?
Well, you have to be careful because sometimes we do have a lot of downtime. When it's intense, it's really intense. And when it's not, you have a lot of downtime. So I do have to schedule my day just staying on top of myself, maybe, staying on top of my terms, trying to learn the systems that we have. I'm in school right now for cybersecurity as well, my master's, and they're trying to pull me into more projects for that. So I try to leave room in my day. Like today, I did a meeting about that. And then I do have some free time to maybe work on my schoolwork. But for the most part, I'm focusing on what I'm doing every day at work.
Okay. Yeah, that's so cool. Sounds like you're staying busy though.
Yeah, I like to personally stay busy because the day can get away from you. And even though I have the job, you do have to work on keeping it. You never want anyone to feel like, this person really didn't have that much experience. And so, of course, they started slipping after a month here. So you do want to stay on top of the things they're asking you to do regularly.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. How would you say your life has changed since going? You said you were doing like some? Do you say call center initially?
Yes, I was working at a call center. I basically worked from home. So I worked for just a healthcare company, people yelling at me all day about having to pay a bill. So I would say the stress has reduced by about 99%. I'm a single parent, so having my child being watched at my house, like I had my son being watched at my home, and oftentimes I would always be nervous that he was too loud or that he just wasn't getting the proper care because he had to really be secluded to one part of my house. So that has changed. He's able to stay at home still, but roam with, the person who's taking care of him. So that's amazing. I work out of the house now, which is a lot better. And working in tech means that my life will never be the same. I'm from here, it's only up. As far as my professional life, my financial life, and my salary went up by 48%. I did it the other day. So my salary went up a lot. So that's like a massive change for me. I'm able to do a lot more, especially as a parent. But I would say just that stress of knowing that I don't, that stress of knowing that I can go wherever I want and still be okay. I don't have to stay here. I could stay here because I work for the state, but I could also move and make a lot more money. And just the experience is invaluable. I mean, it's priceless being here. It's just so many things I learn here. Just being here 2 weeks, I've learned so much.
Oh, that's so nice. That's good to hear. And like when I noticed for me, like when I changed like jobs from making like, like whatever 20K to 50K, even my like environment and my coworkers are like kind of different. Do you notice that at all?
Yes, yes. I think less drama at your job. Like when you work at a job you don't like, most people don't like it either. And so you guys kind of huddle up and just talk about how much you don't like your job. But, at a supportive environment, an environment with a lot of different people who know a lot of things, people are really excited to help you. They're excited to come and show you like what's to offer here. They're always asking you questions. What do you know that I don't? And so I just feel like it's such a great collaborative environment. And I feel like the people are much more friendly. And I just more positive. You want to be in a positive environment. We're all making good money. We all are working towards something. It's sort of low stakes at times. So we're able to work together really well.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And that reminds me, I used to work at a hotel and there was like a lot of backstabbing and drama happening there. And then when I
Yes.
started working in tech and IT, it kind of stopped, but I'm sure if I go to like Amazon, there's probably, some of that backstabbing still going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had the same experience. So it was just kind of better. Can I ask like why you decided to go with like CourseCareers course? Like what made you pull the trigger on that?
Well, things have changed now since the pandemic, but I didn't realize at the time I was trying to go get my master's, and nobody would take me if I didn't have experience in IT at least a year. And then some programs wouldn't take me if I didn't have an undergraduate degree that was related in computer science. So a lot of times people will talk about not having a degree at all, but a lot of times if you don't have the right degree, they won't let you in a program. And so I was desperately looking for like projects and things that I needed to do, and I was going to go to WGU. And so that's how I found you on Reddit. And then, but they wouldn't let me do it unless I took a few classes and then came in, or unless that was it, unless I had an undergraduate degree in relation. And so because I couldn't do any of that, I just was aggressively looking for other options where I could get in a different way. And so that's when I came across the Course Careers page. And that's when I saw you were on there too. And then I said, oh, this is perfect. It's meant to be. So then I signed up for the class.
Oh, cool. Cool, cool. I'm glad that my public perception is like not too bad yet.
No, no, no. If you're able to go and actually get jobs and actually go and, change your life, that's enough proof in itself. So even if you didn't have a great personality, I still would have bought the class.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So can I ask, like, what did you do beyond course careers? Did you do like some kind of labs or your own interview practice, or like what else did you kind of do to get a cool job like this?
I actually didn't do much. I did spend a lot of time starting things and not finishing them, like certain certifications. I would get really, I wasn't very motivated sometimes because I would start like a certification or I would start a Microsoft kind of course, and then somebody would say, yeah, those don't work. You need experience. You need experience. You need to show that you know what you were doing. So I did have some things done, but I didn't really have anything official. I didn't have CompTIA. I didn't have any type of, I still don't have it. So I didn't really do much, but I did aggressively like do the course. I did it really fast. Like I applied to so many jobs. Like I really, I took it very seriously and I made sure my resume was filled out, the way that it was asked. And I felt like that made such a massive difference. But I think this job I started in April, but I applied in October of last year. So I just really kept going. And I think that's what I probably did more than somebody else. But no, I haven't done anything else except for my degree. I do think working here, they did want me to at least have some kind of undergraduate degree, but it's unrelated.
Gotcha. And yeah, I was going to ask about the application process. Do you know like about how many applications you had to submit and like how many interviews you had to do?
So this was my only interview, but I did apply to probably two or 300 jobs. I've always been applying for jobs because even when I started my last job at a call center, I was like 6 months pregnant when I started my last job. So I'd always been applying even for a better call center job. And then one day I just kind of had to say, you have to say you don't want to be in a call center customer service environment, like strictly only what you're trying to do. And so I'd say like 250, maybe 300 jobs I applied to.
It's not too bad. I mean, that's a decent chunk, but it's not too bad.
Yes, I've been used to applying so much. It gets easier once your resume kind of parses well.
Yeah. Did you use the template in the course and then just kind of customize it?
Yep. I did exactly that. I did. Yes, I love my resume.
Nice. Cool. So when you started interviewing, like for the current school, did you have like a loop of interviews, like three or four interviews, or was it a panel, or how did that experience go?
So my first two interviews were pre-recorded where I had timed questions to answer. So a lot of my questions were about monitoring, logging. They were about, maybe they asked me what DNS was or something like that. And so I did one of those. And then the second one was with my current boss and another person who had previously had my role. And that was a video interview. And then I really didn't need to do one after that, but there was someone who should have been in the original interview. And so we went ahead and did one more interview with that person, pretty much the same questions, but yeah, I did about three.
Okay, cool. And then for you don't have to tell me the number or something, but was there like a range of salary on the job description that you're
No,
allowed?
it wasn't on my job description. I really didn't know how much I was getting paid until I got hired. Basically, like right before I got hired, I came and met the director in person. So when you work for the state, all that information is public. So after a while, I was able to go online and see, but they do have sections for how much experience you have, the type of role. And so my role placed me like mid 70s with 0 years of experience. And then it kind of went up from there. So I was placed at the zero experience role because I didn't have any other experience.
Gotcha. And the state that where you're at, do they do like a predetermined salary schedule? Like the thing is like set already? Okay.
Yep. And it increases every year. So, I mean, I'm not going to turn down a job just because of the salary right now because of, and it was still 48% more than I made. So massive hike. But, I'm sure any job with like architecture in it, like probably get paid a lot more, but, maybe in a couple
Yeah.
years.
You should get I think the state, well, I don't know about that state, but usually they'll do like a cost of living increase every so often as well. So the
Yes.
whole schedule will like
Right.
increase.
My salary shows the increase. So it's like 2,000 per year. You may get an increase, like a guaranteed increase and whatnot. So, yeah.
That's so good. Yeah, state job is like it's stable too, right? You pretty much gonna work there as long as you want, I guess.
Yeah, and your student loans still get forgiven even if you work for a district, not just being a teacher. And my child can go to any school in this district, even though I don't necessarily live in this district.
I gotcha. Cool. Can I ask, like, what part of the course did you find was most helpful for landing this job that maybe someone's watching, you want them to like pay attention to that portion?
I would say the building your portfolio. I mean, I know that was like a huge part of the course, probably, 50% of the course, but that really helped me kind of build who I was and what I had to offer. And it gave people something else to look at. And at my job now, I use GitLab, which is more, for organizations, but, just getting used to building and, using GitHub. I had never used it before. Really helped me with my current job. It helped people know that I can speak the same language as them. I can understand, like I talk about Active Directory and I talk about DNS and we use topologies. Like I mean, it's just, all of that was just so like the best part of the course. And then I would say runner up would be the resume and searching online. Before I was just like shooting blanks, and now, I was doing better like a sniper on looking for the jobs.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is important. It does take like slightly extra work, but it can make the difference between having to submit like 200 applications, like 600 or 700 or something
Exactly.
before
Yeah.
you get. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Sorry to go back to this, but did you, like, when you're preparing for your interview, did you like practice talking out loud and practice talking, or did you just kind of just do your best and go in, or what kind of preparation did you do for that?
Yes, I have an unfair advantage because I work in customer service, so I'm usually good under pressure. I don't mind speaking to people, but because it's an industry I was unfamiliar with, I did use the Anki. I don't know how you pronounce it, but like the flashcard system. And there are websites where you can kind of log in and do like a free trial where they'll assess how much, they'll assess maybe like the inflection of your voice and what you're talking about, and if you're using, sometimes I say like and things like that. So I did do a few of those to kind of get my kinks out. You want to go ahead and just like get all the jitters out a couple times, like do a real interview, and then do your actual interview so you won't mess up.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say you. I don't know how to say this because I watch people. I listen to how people talk more because I do YouTube and I have to like kind of scrutinize myself. And you speak very naturally, like very well. So I don't know if that was intentional or like, but it sounds like a bit of both. Maybe you worked in customer service and you listened back to yourself.
Yes, transferable skills work. Just today, my boss, my big boss, not my direct boss, my boss's boss, reached out to me, and he just called down to my desk and just said, I just wanted to say I really like the way that you communicate throughout your emails. Like, you have a really good way of getting the point across, because a lot of people think that the skills they have now probably won't work, but everything counts, and you'd be surprised. Sometimes you speak to people and they don't understand what you're asking, they don't understand what you're saying. You really have to consider that sometimes people just, you have to practice communication. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it matters. It makes a difference for real. Cool. So for anyone watching, this doesn't have to be like related to the course. Just in general, as somebody who did a lot of steps and then put a lot of effort and got a cool job, do you have any advice for people watching for mindset or anything?
I would say just, keep going, and sometimes you can break the rules, because I know in our course you were like, take out architect, take out, certain things. And I'm not advising people to go look for architect positions because I wouldn't get my boss's job. But if you go the extra mile and read the job description, you might find out that it's not the role you think it is. And so my particular role, I applied for it and I found out that this wasn't an IT architect role. This was somebody underneath. So if you keep going and put in that extra effort, like you say, to read and apply and make sure you're applying for something that you think you really, they might consider you can get in front of somebody, then go for it. Don't let anything keep you. I, I can't believe I got this job, but here I am. I can believe it, but also not believe it.
Congrats. Yeah, I'm really happy for you. That's very amazing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. I'm sure this
Of
is going to help
course.
a lot of people. At least somebody's going to get a job after watching, what you're saying. So, yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, yes. Please apply.